Welcome to Mommy Needs a Minute. I am your host, Kaitlin Morris. I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur, and a fellow woman learning how to navigate this beautiful collision of both motherhood and ambition. Now, this is not your space for perfect answers. This is going to be a space for honest conversations, for quiet reflections, and for gentle reminders that you are allowed to take a breath. You are allowed to reclaim your rhythm and to show up as your full self, even in the middle of the chaos. So go ahead, pour yourself a cup of coffee. We're going to take a nice, big, deep breath, and let's take this minute together. In today's episode, we are going to dive into when we are feeling overwhelmed by all the roles we have to play. I know personally, I wear a number of hats. I am a business owner. I am a podcast host. I am a mother. I am a wife. I have these different hats. I'm the cleaning lady. I am also the cook. When we have these different roles that we have to navigate on not only a weekly basis, but breaking it down to a daily basis and an hourly basis of how do we set the schedule up so that we can handle all of these hats. And I don't even know that there is a right answer because sometimes I just come to peace with the concept that I will never fully live in all of these hats on any given day. That one of them always has to take a back seat, whether that be the cleaning. Maybe today that just doesn't get done. We wear so many different hats and we feel this immense amount of pressure. I know that I do, that I need to be my best in all of those roles at all times. And it is honestly a daily reminder with myself that we don't have to be fulfilling each of these at 100% all the time. We literally can't. I cannot be the best version of my mom self while also being the best version of my work self. I need to have one hat on or the other. Every now and then I can mingle the two. You'll have those moments, but when you want to fully show up in one segment of your roles, and I almost want to call it your identity, I feel like I swap identities throughout the day, and I'm sure you feel that too. How do we organize this flow? For me, it feels like never-ending chaos. When you're in the entrepreneurial space, having a set schedule that makes sense every single day can be very challenging because our roles shift, our responsibilities shift, our daily flow shifts, our projects shift. And to have that all scheduled in general, just as an entrepreneur, take the mom hat off, just as an entrepreneur can be incredibly challenging. Then you add in mom life. How do I navigate this space so that I'm intentionally showing up where I need to, when I need to? And I know for me, a lot of that is just giving myself grace, knowing that these projects are not always going to get accomplished exactly when they need to, and that sometimes I might need to get pretty darn creative about how I'm getting them done. The biggest saving grace in all of that has been just finding peace and knowing that there isn't a balance right now, knowing I'm doing the best I possibly can to continue to seek that balance, full knowing that I will not achieve it at this current phase of life. Personally, I've got a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, so having perfect expectations of what my day is going to do, it's not realistic. Figure out where you are in your situation and what does work for your schedule and what does work for your mindset. Ultimately, you want to be able to get through the day feeling as if you did enough. You not only did enough, but you didn't feel the need to overexert yourself, to run endlessly and never stop. Each of these hats, we all wear different ones. You need to determine what are your roles you need to fulfill every day, and on which days are you going to be able to meet certain ones, and which ones can be put on the back burner without creating an immense amount of stress. I know for me, cleaning is the one who frequently gets put on the back burner. That can be a nuisance and that can be very annoying. But if I am behind on cleaning, everything else is still able to continue for the most part. That one is my hat that frequently gets tossed to the back. But then you have your days throughout the week where I'll have one day where I just throw a couple of hours into it and I manage to catch back up. That's just a way you have to create that balance in your flow so that you're not letting it stress you out. And I have to make a conscious decision all throughout the week that I'm not going to let the messiness of my house ruin everything else for me. I'm not going to sit here and stew over the fact that I could clean more. I full well know I could clean more, but I prioritize making sure my kids are fed and making sure my kids are clean and making sure my projects are hitting their deadlines. It's okay for my house to be a little bit messier. Now, I want to leave you today with some things to just think about on the topic of feeling overwhelmed by all the hats you have to wear every single day. Take a minute to either journal or just reflect for a moment in your mind of asking yourself, am I giving myself grace for the way that I am currently showing up in all the roles that I have to play? In addition, am I confident that I am feeling like I show up at my best, to the best of my ability, in the roles that I currently have at my plate? I know I have room for improvement with my different roles, but you want to do it gracefully of where do you have ways that you can show up a little bit better without overexerting yourself. All of our answers are going to be different depending on our situation, but I hope these exercises give you a little bit of grace and help you feel a little bit more confident that you're doing the best you can. Thank you for sharing this moment with me here on Mommy Needs a Minute. If today's episode gave you something to think about, something to feel, or something just to gently carry into your own life, I would love it if you shared it with a friend or if you left a quick review. Now remember, you are not alone in this. You are becoming, you are allowed to take your time, and you are doing so much better than you think. Until next time, take one big deep breath, one small step, and I'll meet you here again real soon.